Hello, hello. How's it going, guys? Welcome. Nice to have you. Been busy. Been very busy here. And did a little bit of running around some errands this morning. I had to bring one of my vehicles in to get some repairs done. Did a little bit of Christmas shopping while I was in town. And now we're back. On the Telegram channel, I asked you guys what was the charts that you guys wanted to look at. And you guys mentioned some, so we're going to take a look at that. I think gold came up a lot, silver came up a lot, US CAD, all those ones that you're interested in, we'll take a look at today. And take a look at what's the circumstances with these markets right now. I see that we're seeing some weakness on the Dow, so we'll examine what's going on with that. Look at the supply and demand dynamic of the chart and see what is it that's causing this move to the downside. All right. So we can start with that because we're looking at the Dow chart right now. So we can start by looking at that and see what we can see. And first thing I'll mention is if you've been paying attention and you've been watching the sessions that we've been doing, you'll know that we were taking a look at the daily chart and was talking to members of the school about the formation of the candles and the structure that's on the daily chart. And this is one of the things that we cover in our level 2 classes. We look at structure, we look at trends, and we look at the lack of proper structure and how it helps us to determine what is likely going to take place. And so here's a perfect example of that, the daily chart, okay? We had this ascending structure here that was created right here. All right, that's the ascending structure. And because it was a low quality ascending structure, we knew that with high degree of certainty that it was probably going to break down if price started to come down towards this trend line. Because again, the only one that's buying at an ascending trend line like this is retail traders, okay? This was not going to be backed up by institutional buying. The structure was just telling us that. So now we see the break of the ascending structure and we see price starting to head to the downside. If we take a look at the 2-hour chart, we can see that here's the trend line here on the daily chart. Okay. And here was a significant area of buying that the banks came in with. They retest that area. As you can see, it failed to break past the previous highs and close. So that was a really weak signal there. That got taken out. Selling is the main driving factor here on the shorter time frame. So 2-hour charts telling us that the banks want to be selling the Dow Jones right now. Okay, so let's look at the other charts again. We're still supported by a nice uptrend on the weekly chart, and we're supported by a nice upward trend on the monthly chart. So those are looking good. We have some demand here on the monthly chart, but I'm not liking what's happening right here. So we'll wait and see and be we'll be watching this. Also on the weekly chart, we have price retracing. I would put an end date of, let's see here. I'd put an end date of December 30th. If price drops to this area between 41K, 42K before December 30th, good chances we'll see a continued rally up. But if price surpasses December 30th, before it reaches down here, I suspect that this could open up the chart for a move lower if that were to happen. So a retracement has to happen before December 30th, okay? I think there's a good chance that could happen if the retracement is going to continue. There's no trends holding on the daily chart, and there's no trend holding on the 2-hour chart. So we have to be relying on the structure that we see here on the weekly chart. Okay? That's how we do it. All right. So now let's look at NASDAQ and see what's going on. NASDAQ is strong. Look at that. Very strong. Monthly is strong. Weekly is strong. Um, New demand is coming into the market here. We got our target just a little bit higher. Daily trend was created. Price dropped down to that ascending trend line and it held it. And let's see here. Yeah. Looks like we have a new area of demand down here. And this one was removed. And trend line. Something like that. Yeah, give or take. Okay, so this one's still at the highs, looking good. And let's look at the S&P. So this one is what I want to share with you. We were talking about this one yesterday. I made a post about how institutions were coming in with short-term selling here, right up here. Came in with short-term selling. They rallied back up. Now we're sitting inside this area of supply. So this is telling me that with supply in play, there's the bias is price moves to the downside, obviously. That's the bias because supply is in play. If this area gets taken out, then there's a very strong bias for a move to the upside. But right now it's bearish. We rallied in and then we saw the drop. I think there was some positive news yesterday, inflation data or something, as price was going up. Let's see what it was. Wednesday. Yeah, inflation data was positive. And so we saw the rally up from that, but rally up straight into supply. Okay. So if anybody got really excited about that rally, they'd be slammed with supply. As you can see, this strong move to the downside. That's short-term selling from institutions. Now, is it going to continue? Who knows? But I'm going to watch to see because right now we're basing. I'd like to see what happens with price here at this basing and then see whether or not they're going to take out that area. I'm not going to speculate on if there's going to be bullishness or bearishness because it can go either way at this point. We wait for them to make their move and then we'll know exactly what they're doing. Okay. Merry Christmas. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Very good. Nice to have you guys with me today. I know it's later than we normally do, so only some of you could make it, which is okay. You guys, the rest of you will watch it afterwards. Okay, so let's take a look at gold. Gold was another one that you guys wanted to look at. So here's the situation on the daily chart. We had institutional supply coming in back here and demand right here. I told you as long as price stays in between these two, we're going to keep price in a range on this time frame. Now, this is a weekly time frame, a daily time frame, so it's could stay in the range for quite some time. So we came up, fell short of hitting supply, dropped. Now it's contacting supply again and it's dropping again. So I expect that this range will hold until either this opens for a move down to the next area of demand on the higher time frame, or this opens for a much larger move to the upside. So which one is it going to be? Don't know. My bias is we see bearishness, okay? So my bias is that we eventually, not right now, but like eventually come down because this is what's going on here. On a higher time frame weekly chart, we have supply being contacted. This is institutional selling here. They rallied up into selling, and it's just a matter of time until it drops, at least from what I see. Unless this breaks. This is the last final area that needs to break. If this breaks, then very likely the weekly chart's going to break its supply, and then we'll see the move to the upside. Otherwise, I expect supply zones to hold and for them to continue selling gold up at these highs, which would put pressure to the downside. Okay. Silver, not too surprised that it's dropping. Remember this key area I mentioned to you here on the daily chart? Okay. Look what's happening now. We got that hit, and now we are seeing the decline. All right, so this is how it works. This would need to be removed for price to go higher. It was not removed. It was respected. So instead, it dropped. I think we were looking at the 1 hour time frame, if I'm not mistaken, for a signal. Let's see. Yeah, didn't give us a real good signal, did it? And trend line to the upside. Yeah. All right, let's go back to the daily chart. So supply is in play. So it's just like gold. So when you have gold and silver with short-term selling, expect pressure to the downside. Okay. And as you can see, demand hasn't been hit yet. So there's still room for price to move downwards. The key thing I'll be watching for is this ascending trend line here on the weekly time frame. This has to break. If this breaks, then more momentum to the downside. But so far, short-term selling to get price down back to this trend line, and we'll see if they want to continue the selling down here. Watch for the break of that demand zone, and that will open up for more selling to come in. Okay, and let's look at US CAD. Monthly supply still holding, breaking through supply zones on the lower time frame. Have the retail traders offloaded yet? I don't see it. Wow. Let me see what they're at. Retail 93 at 14. Wow, 93% at 14. So they're still holding somewhat. 93 at 14. A little bit has dropped off. Some of their shorts have dropped off, but they're still holding for dear life. All right. This looks like more upside though. Okay, from what I'm seeing. I would not want to be holding short. No shorts for me. All right. That is it, I guess. Those are the main ones that you guys wanted to see. There's some other charts that you guys were looking at. Some crypto coins. But those charts are just, I think, I don't know. I might look at them and post some, but I don't trade that type of stuff. It's just kind of pump and dump stuff. Not interested in stuff like that. All right, ladies and gents, that's it. I'll let you go. Thanks for joining me last minute. You guys are super committed. I love to have you guys join me, especially when it's last minute like this. So thanks for joining me. And I'll leave you with that. You take care. Take care. Bye.